Hello, welcome to another of my horoscope tarot readings. This is for Virgo for the month of June 2018. I'm going to be using 3 decks, an Oracle deck, Dreams of Gaia tarot deck, and Art of Tarot deck. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget at the end to like it. That really does help my ratings on YouTube, so the more likes a video has, the higher in the search listings it gets. Please also view to the end for the same reason. Please subscribe if you want to see more. Don't forget to click the notification icon so you get notifications if you appreciate getting notifications. And I would very much appreciate it if you would share on your social media platforms. Okay, so I've already shuffled the decks and mixed them up. So I'm just going to draw from the top of the decks for this one. I follow my intuition on this. Sometimes I feel I need to shuffle them and wait for them to fall out. Sometimes I feel that I just need to shuffle and then draw from the top. It's whatever comes to me. And part of this work is to learn to really have faith and trust in your intuition. So the Oracle card for Virgo for this month is Focus and then Act. The Dreams of Gaia cards are in order: the Scribe reversed, Faith reversed, Perception, and Emotion and Intellect reversed. These are paired with, in turn, the Six of Pentacles reversed, the Eight of Pentacles, the Empress reversed, and the Sword, the Page of Swords reversed. So the Oracle card embodies the kind of overall advice for the month, the energy of the month. It just gives a little bit of focus on the advice for Virgos this month. And it says something like, okay, this is a time to start acting to manifest something which you have been desiring or wanting to come into reality. It's time to put aside hopeful wishes for it and to start to make it happen. There are things that you need to do in order to make your dreams come true. This isn't a time to be passive, to simply daydream. That time is now over. Now is the time to focus your will, your thoughts, and emotions, and just get up and start to take those necessary steps. Okay, this is a more a month centered on materialism. The first 2 weeks are concerned with financial matters. The last week is concerned with logic and reason. So this is something that you want to manifest in the material world this month, that you need to start acting upon. Bear with me while I find the appropriate cards and think about the meanings. Okay, the first week of the month is indicating that something is going to come to light concerning finances. Now, this could be actual money, or it could be something to do with your work, your career, or a financial based project that you're involved in. It indicates that there may be some debts involved. There could be some offers coming your way that may look like a bed of roses. Be very careful, because they may not be this week. Really analyze any offers you get, any opportunities. Look at the fine print. Be sure that they're as they seem to be. There's an indication that there could be some false offers coming your way, some misleading offers. There's also an indication that somewhere involved there could be an inappropriate use of funding or funds. Perhaps somebody is not quite as good with money as they make out. Perhaps they're hiding some debts, or that they've overspent. This could be you, or it could be somebody else involved. So before buying into any offers or any plans, really check that fine detail. Make sure everything is as it appears to be. There's an indication with the energy and the emotions, the thought processes here, that you need to be a bit careful with your information. Keep your cards close to your chest. Be very careful with what you share with others. This could be financial. This could be somebody offering you an opportunity that requires your investment. If that's the case, don't go for it at this time. Really check it out first. There could be hidden layers here you're not aware of. It could be a mistake to act too quickly in this case. No matter how much you want to act and how much it seems like the right thing to do, just be really, really careful. You know what the lay of the land is here. Protect your information, protect your finances, protect that which you need in order to make this, what you are trying to manifest, what you're going to be acting upon this month, becomes a reality. The second week of the month, indicates there's definitely something new coming into fruition here, or coming into being here. A new opportunity. This could be a new hobby, it could be a course, it could be a new career, a new job. It's definitely something to do with finances, or something which may bring a financial reward, or you hope will bring a financial reward at a later date. It's okay to start acting on this. Just bear in mind the advice to really check things out before you act. Don't act impulsively in this matter. This card of the new opportunity is being paired with the reversed card of faith. This may not be a big thing, by the way. It may be even a small thing. We may not be talking about massive changes or a massive career change. This could be quite what some would consider a minor thing. It doesn't really matter. anything that's going to help you feel good about yourself and your life is still significant and important, and you still need to bear in mind the advice for anything, large or small. Right, the Faith card reverse indicates here a problem with self-belief, perhaps with your confidence that really this is going to work out. Perhaps something in the first week you found something out which has slightly changed your plans. Things weren't quite what you thought, so you've had to change your tack. Has that knocked your confidence in the second week that you can make this work, whatever this new idea or project or career or hobby may be? The Faith card reverse indicates that people do tell you kind things. They do compliment you. They do. There are people in your life that are trying to support you emotionally here. You seem to have an issue with believing in those words, believing in those sentiments and those compliments. Do you brush them aside when people compliment you? Do you think they don't really mean that? The card is indicating that really you need to start having a bit more faith here, that the people who are trying to help you and support you, who are telling you that you can do this, they actually do mean that. Seriously, they mean it. And what is it about you that is making it difficult for you to take on board those compliments and believe them to be true? Where does this lack of self-belief and self-confidence stem from? This is an opportunity for you to really do a bit of self-reflection here. What is it about your past that has created this situation now where you find it difficult to believe in yourself completely? This is a good learning opportunity, a good way to choose to whether or not you wish to address this about yourself or not. But bear in mind that if you don't, you are always going to be restricting yourself and your own success in life. You're always going to be finding it difficult to manifest your dreams. If you don't believe that you are capable of manifesting those dreams, if you simply believe that dreams are not anything to do with reality, then that's a major issue. What we dream, what we envisage for the future is possible. We can make it reality in almost all cases. But that requires us to believe that we can do that. It requires us to believe that we are that future person. We are that alternative version of ourselves. Unless you believe that you are that person already, or you can be that person already, it's difficult for you to embody the energy of being that person. And then it's very difficult for you to manifest. This is one of the steps of manifestation. It's one of the necessary components. Is there that job that you want? It's going to be difficult for you to get that job if you don't believe you can get it. It's going to be difficult for you to be successful in the job if you do get it, if you don't believe you can. And one of the ways in which you can be successful is to act like you are successful. Embody the energy of the version of you who is already successful at doing that. Most of our communication between humans as a species isn't verbal. It's about energy. It's about reading someone else's energy intuitively. Some might say spiritually, some might say psychically. It's all the same thing. Energy is relayed in many ways. It can be relayed by body language, by stance, by tone of voice, by inflection, by facial expression, by by everything physical about you that you project to the other person, and the other person reads without even being consciously aware of it. And they then change their behavior and their belief and faith in you based on what you are projecting to them as who you are. Some of this energy isn't even visible. It's in our aura, what you might call meridian fields, and some people might call our spirit or our soul. Again, it's all aspects of the same thing. But even if you don't believe in that, it is an act you must believe, because it is a verifiable fact according to our current science as well, if not the future science, that you do pick up on body language, you do pick up on the energy of a person and how it is expressed physically. In the future, I believe, and it's already happening, science is going to start to be able to measure and understand and quantify these other forms of energy that are talked about, such as some people might call psychic or spiritual energy. But at the moment, even if it's more comfortable for you to only believe in the physical form, then know that how you stand, how you project yourself, is how others will perceive you. And that makes a significant difference in how they react to you. So to do that, you have to almost act as being the person you want somebody else to believe you are. And it's difficult to act unless you genuinely believe you are already that person. It's the same thing as what's called method acting. But it does work. And it's part of manifesting the future that you hope to create. So bear that in mind. If you see yourself in a new job and you want that new job, act like you have that new job already. Dress as you have that new job already. Talk like you have that new job already. Be everything about that future version of yourself when you go for that interview, or then you meet the people who can help you attain that job. So whatever this new idea is of yours, whatever this thing is that you're hoping to manifest, which seems to be indicating that it is related to your finances or will have an impact on your financial life, in order to start taking those fast acts, you really need to focus on being that person already. But be wary, don't be impulsive. Be cautious, be wise, be discerning. Use mindfulness. Don't just accept offers blindly, look at the fine print. Otherwise, you may fall down at the first hurdle. So going on in the month, the next card is the Empress, reversed. This has been paired with the card for perception. Okay. Okay, so this indicates at this point in the month you may have developed the ability to be able to perceive things a little differently in your home life. Perhaps you have done your work of self-reflection and manifestation in the first 2 weeks, and your circumstances are either already changed or beginning to change. This new manifestation, which you are hoping to manifest, this dream that you're hoping to act and focus and create, new job, new course, new study, might be causing a bit of insecurity to somebody in your life. Now, it indicates that this is a motherly energy. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a mother, but it could mean it's a mother. It could mean anybody who's in a role of a mothering role, or embodying or exhibiting a motherly and nurturing energy in your life. This doesn't necessarily mean it's a female. So this could also be you. But somebody is becoming a bit insecure towards the 3rd week of the month. And that's a result of this change in your life and your attitude and your perception. Now, this is resulting in somebody possibly using a bit of emotional blackmail here. A little bit of overprotectiveness. That could be of themselves, it could be of you, it could be of the situation as it was. You see, many people resist change, especially when that change is sudden and it's forced upon them. They will enact behaviors which can prevent that change and reset things to how they were, to the comfortable way that they understood the situation, the relationships and people's behaviors that they're comfortable with, they understand, they know their place and how to be. When you have a web of relationships in a family or a household, and one person goes through a fundamental significant change, and this could simply be a new job or a new career, but something that has changed the way they look at themselves and their lives and their relationships. For some people, that within that web, that can be a highly destabilizing energy that can cause them their less desirable tendencies to be brought out into the fore in full force, to try and restore the status quo as they had it before and were comfortable with before. In this month, this is going to manifest as somebody using emotional blackmail techniques, and to try and chip away perhaps at your insecurities here, your new sense of self and security that you're manifesting, to bring back those insecurities, to bring you back into line in your place, in their play, as it was, their play of life. Again, this is an opportunity for you to understand how the interactions happen here, and this may really fundamentally change your perception of them and your relationship with them. Again, this is going to be destabilizing for you and for them. It's going to be upsetting, and it's going to take time for you to process this new landscape within your life, this new type of relationship. Bear in mind that any fundamental change takes time to process and assimilate, and time to settle. It's like shaking a bottle of drink. It's after you've shaken it to mix it, you need to wait for it to settle sometimes. So there's a settling period afterwards. If you shake for example, a good analogy is a can of Coca-Cola. If you shake a closed can of Coca-Cola, if you open it immediately, you're going to get a volcano and you're going to get soaked. But if you simply leave it and allow it to settle and then open it, it's a lot calmer and you can drink it without making a mess. The same thing is going to be carrying here. The advice of these cards is for you to just ride through this, allow things to settle into the new way, the new future which you are creating for yourself and everybody involved in your life. Just understand that for some people this is very challenging. Change is difficult, and it's going to bring out different behaviors in people, and sometimes those behaviors are less desirable ones. Make sure you forgive them afterwards. They are only human just like you are, and it is upsetting and hard for people when somebody close to them suddenly fundamentally changes, especially if you take the advice in the first few weeks and start acting differently, with more self-belief and confidence. Most relationships are not equal. There's usually in different aspects of relationships a different um, a different level between the people involved in terms of dominance. And some people, everyone likes to have a sense of control over their life, but often that control can encroach upon other people's lives as well, in order for them to feel secure in their life. And when somebody starts to change, that threatens their sense of stability and control, and therefore they can become a bit more controlling and domineering. And often control and dominance is expressed as emotional blackmail. People use emotion to control others: guilt, shame, dependency, reliance. We've all been guilty of it in one way or another, myself included. Part of life's lesson is to get to the point where you start to realize that about yourself, so that you can change yourself for the future, and therefore you can become a light of example for others to change themselves as well. So don't take this to heart. Just be aware of it, but don't allow it to affect your confidence or challenge what you want to do. You have a right to live your life. You have a right to manifest your dreams, and they have a right to do the same for theirs, even if their dream is to not have any change. That's their right. Doesn't mean you have to help them manifest that and sacrifice your own for them. You have a right to do what you wish to do. You have a right, as long as you're not harming anybody, to really be happy. Everyone has a right to be happy. So don't allow it to stop you. Don't allow their attempts to guilt or shame you into not doing what you want, or chip away at your newfound self-belief here. You love them and they love you, and that will remain no matter what. It just might take them a bit of time to get used to the way things are going to be now, the new changed circumstances. Okay. Bear in mind though, if this is you, if this is a tendency of you to use these methods to bring somebody else in line, or to control them, to influence them to behave the way you want them to behave. This tendency to use emotional blackmail, it's not a very good way to manifest your dreams. So there is a slight chance here that this might be something that you're doing. Perhaps somebody is resisting the changes that you want to manifest, and you're using a bit of emotional blackmail or shame and guilt or overprotectiveness here to try and bring them into line with what you want. Remember, you don't really have the right to do that, no matter who they are. They have a choice, as you do you. You just need to control your own life and how you behave. They will follow suit, even if they're resistant at first. Try not to use these tendencies. Soften your approach. Nurture, don't domineer. So the next card is the Page of Swords reversed. This is for the last week of the month. And this has been paired with the emotions and intellect card reversed. Okay, this is tied in, I think, to what's happening in the third week with this relationship, which involves a mothering, nurturing energy that has turned a little not great. Somebody is using this the more negative aspects of the mother figure to control others around themselves. This indicates that the last week of the month is maybe turning a little bit into the giving out of false impressions, false emotions. Somebody's trying to create mischief. It may be that because you haven't been reacting in the third week as they expected you to react and to come into line with what they want, they're going to up the ante a little bit towards this last week. They're going to start maybe using malicious gossip, misinformation, in order to try and create disharmony, to destabilize your focus on what you want to do. Double check what you're being told in this week. This is really important, the last week of the month. Don't assume that you're going to be treated fairly. Double check everything. Make sure it's accurate, make sure it's factual before you act. This is also a week, but on an emotional level, it's indicating there is definitely, it's reinforcing a message that there's definitely an emotional imbalance here in this relationship. This emotional imbalance could also be in yourself. Okay, the card is basically saying that to understand that we are all motivated by what many consider more negative emotions as well as positive emotions. It is in its extreme. We're talking about fear and love. We don't really like to express anger or frustration or our fears. People generally like to express the more positive perceived emotions like love and joy. But if you suppress your more negative emotions and don't allow them expression, this can internalize and cause ill health and disease through stress and anxiety. It also hinders your progression in life and your success because those emotions are still there, they're just bottled up. You can't deal with the root cause of them unless you express them. And this card is suggesting that there is an imbalance, an internal imbalance, and an imbalance in this relationship on which emotions are expressed and which are suppressed, that it's not equal. This ties into the card in the previous week about this person in this relationship who uses emotional blackmail. That is a form of suppression. They're not being honest with you or themselves about their thoughts and feelings. Instead, they're using more deceitful ways in which to get what they want. They're not being open and honest with themselves or you. So this card at the end of the month is indicating that now is a time for you to express, not in an uncontrolled way, not without mindfulness, not without really understanding what you're doing and saying and why, but it's definitely a time for you to express how you feel in order to really resolve the situation. It's time to maybe lay your cards on the table. This person may not realize what they're doing. They may not really be concentrating. They may simply be reacting to the changes rather than understanding what's going on and using mindfulness themselves in how they're expressing. So they may be expressing in an uncontrolled way without mindfulness, while suppressing the real causes of how they're feeling and why. So only by expressing with mindfulness can you really understand the root causes. This might be an opportunity for you to help them. It's certainly an opportunity for you to help yourself, and that's most important here. You can't help others without helping yourself first. And this needs to be resolved in order for you to really manifest whatever your dreams are, your new reality is going to be. It's one of the steps in that process. This does need to be sorted, and the cards are indicating this last week is the week to do that. But just be careful how you do it, and be mindful of their feelings as well. Don't use anger or a desire for your revenge to hurt back. You love them, you care about them, and they do too you. So if you want this relationship to continue in a healthy way, this is an opportunity to help them. But you must express how you feel. You must lay your cards on the table. You must sit down with them and help them to see how they're behaving, not in a way to make them feel bad about themselves, but in a way to support and help them to understand themselves a bit better and to reassure them about the new reality, that it's not going to be as bad as they may fear. Once this is sorted, then after that point in time, once they are more reassured, then you will be able to manifest what your dreams much more easily and smoothly. But just as I said, with the cards is indicating there is some misinformation and deceit here somewhere, some lies that may be told. So just be careful what you're believing at this time. Double check everything. In a financial sense at the beginning of the month, and in an emotional sense at the end of the month. So a lot's going to be going on this month for Virgos. It's a good opportunity to start focusing and then acting on their dreams, whatever those may be, whatever your dreams are, I mean. You can get through this month quite easily. Just use mindfulness throughout it. Just don't assume that anything's true. Check everything. And most of all, the most important thing is believe. Have faith. Believe that this will work out as it's meant to be and you will attain your dreams. They may not be exactly what you'd hope for, but they will be what you need and what is best for you. And that's the end of this reading for Virgos for June 2018. I hope this is helpful to all Virgos. And of course, if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. So until next month, Virgos, have a great month.